Still Falling, a short story by Neil M. Thorne. Another source of O2 is required, the suit's readout warned. Ariana shut it off, not wanting to spend her final moments watching a clock. There was no possibility of rescue now, not that there had been much hope to begin with. The moment she lost her grip, she knew her fate was sealed. No one was ever rescued from the deep of space, unless of course they were important. The costs involved were too great to save just a single life. People were cheap, especially lowly mechanics. Even if the company did choose to do something, it would take too long. At best, there might be the opportunity of recovery, though not out of any sense of moral obligation. The suit still held a value, and the fact her body would be picked up with it was only a small detail. Still, what with Stella Drift, it was likely she would never be found. She was annoyed, though only with herself. The risk of going out unscheduled had blurred against what had seemed the greater loss of docked wages. Her co-worker had lost the contents of his stomach while out on the job, and there had been little option but to take him in. A mark like that on the record could well end her career, and so, against all regulations or common sense, she had gone out alone. In her haste, she had neglected to attach the safety line, and so really nothing else needed saying on that matter. Ariana chose not to panic. She did at first, but had since tried to remain calm. There was no avoiding the outcome, but she wanted what little air remained to last. Why? Maybe it was for life to make some sort of sense before the end, even at this point. The universe, however, didn't appear willing to offer any explanation. Still, at least the stars and nebula, inspiring in all their majesty, were a view to go out on. It was beautiful, even if it would never make any sense. Breathing was becoming difficult. The stars were fading, dwindling one by one into darkness. A final fevered delusion, brought on by lack of air, perhaps? She still felt coherent, but whether real or not, it continued, with more falling out of sight. They were not simply disappearing, however, but rather being obscured. A dark cloud was expanding, growing with each passing moment. This must be how it happened, she told herself, and so with each breath becoming shorter, Ariana accepted this final moment for what it surely must be, and closed her eyes for what she accepted would be the final time. A splash on her face forced her eyes open in surprise. The cloud around her was immense, a dark thing that refused to be seen yet could not be denied. Then there was another drop on her skin, and looking into the gathering storm she noticed movement. Rain. Impossible droplets were falling, splashing coldly against her face. Instinct told her to wipe them away, but suit and visor prevented this, and, as she struggled for air, each drop found its way inside, becoming a part of her. Strange. She was reminded of being back on Earth, standing in a wide open meadow as a shower fell overhead. But this was more real than any memory. A breeze billowed through the soft fabric of her dress, and the sun felt so warm. The grass smelt fresh under bare feet, and the rain, touching her skin, hid her tears. Ariana let out a laugh, just a gasp, relief at the passing of a sorrow long gone. And then the darkness closed in, and there was no longer a need to breathe. Thank you for listening, and if you have enjoyed this story, please feel free to like, comment, and follow for more.